24, shot 2, take 1. Mark.
Action.
I think we're here for this, so I'll be right back.
Song speed.
26, shot 1, take 1. Mark.
Right, when you're going to do more out here than you really.
Okay, so you want me to go pretty much straight
No,
now?
I think what you did there
Oh,
was
it's
right,
better.
because it felt like you had an impetus to go into the den.
Okay.
Which
I know it's not, but please, Joan. What good will it do to get the...
Action.
Here you go. This'll keep you warm.
Without the 5-second delay. Action.
Here, drink this. It'll keep you warm.
That's the one I used the name on, right?
Yes. For this
I mean, as I say, it will sell more from this side, always does.
I can grab the platform.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about Eve's table?
And then we can set up just for the...
When if I slow down, it seems to work. Better.
We went to see on this one. He's male, there's lots of can't see at the top.
Hang on, watch me wig.
Good.
That's small here, aren't they? They'd be perfect. We're all...
When for the turn moment, I don't want his shoulder to come in and then the turn because it will give the game away. The story of Shut-In is basically about a female psychologist played by the fantastic Naomi Watts, who lives in an isolated area in New England. And she has a stepson who's in a waking coma as a result of a car crash that killed her husband. And she takes care of him practically emotionally every day, completely responsible for him. And when a young patient that she is counselling goes missing, she becomes convinced that he's dead, and that his ghost is somehow wanting something to do with her and her stepson, and she slowly starts to lose her mind slightly, and it affects their relationship. And there's a big twist in store that I can't really give away. very quickly in the course of the first few minutes of the movie, her life kind of tips upside down. When you first sort of see him in the movie, Stephen is in a wheelchair. He's in a sort of vegetative state, and so it's very difficult initially to sort of gauge his character. But the way hopefully the movie draws you into that is through Mary, through Naomi's character, and how she has to care for him. And it's really her kind of feelings and emotion towards Stephen that kind of hopefully draws you into their bond and makes you feel that relationship is key. Because later in the movie, as things unfold, we get the sense that that's the relationship that's vulnerable, and that something traumatic is going to come between them. Quite what and how is really what people need to watch the movie for, I think. I was so taken by Charlie and his potential in that 1 minute of a self-tape that I called Tori, my producer, and said straight away, we have to get him over to Montreal, which is where I was in pre-production at the time, and I've just got to do some work with him because I'm really convinced this is our guy. And we brought Charlie over, and it was really just to confirm my sort of instinct, my excitement more than anything, because he's incredible, and he's going to go a long, long way, I'm convinced. I think she's just a superbly gifted actress, very natural, very subtle, has an incredible range. And in these kind of psychological roles, she's just amazing. And so when I read the script, she just popped into my head straight away. She was my number one choice. What I loved about the screenplay is that it kind of had a level of intelligence and sophistication, but wrapped up in a genre movie, in a psychological thriller. And on top of that, because of the nature of the landscape and the setting, it had potential to be shot in a real sort of beautiful, artistic way. And I think that combination is completely unique. The house in Shut In is such a major part of the movie, because the movie itself takes place largely in and around the house. There are a few peripheral locations, but largely over the course of the movie, we spend so much time in the house. And when we join it, it's a home. It's a place that we all, one of the things that really attracted me about the movie is that it tells a story of someone's home, the place that is supposed to make us feel safe and we're supposed to feel protected by and comfortable. And over the course of the movie, that same environment suddenly becomes something that feels sinister and threatening and claustrophobic. Obviously, Oliver Platt brings a real sort of presence and charisma and gravitas to the role, and he has an amazing reveal in the movie, which is something that I know really appealed to Oliver. And again, I can't say what it is, but he has a real standout moment in the latter half of the movie. Working with Naomi Watts has been amazing. I've been a huge fan of hers for a long, long time, and when you admire someone from afar, you always hope that they don't let you down in person when you meet them. And she's an actress of great experience and great caliber, and she could have been many things that you might expect of a sort of Hollywood A-list actress, and she was none of those things apart from incredibly talented. She's one of the most down-to-earth actresses I've ever worked with.
Farren had a mood board that he sent me, kind of right at the very beginning of the picture, and there was images, and there was a lot of cool. He talked about color palette quite a lot, and they were quite cool color palette. And so we discussed, you know, what we wanted to do, and he said, "It's blue grays, green grays, fine." So essentially, as you can sort of see behind me here, the whole house is the main character, architectural character of this movie, and almost all the rooms have a, you know, kind of a blue, green, gray color, like a very cool palette. I like to warm it up with the original pine floors and pine walls and things like that. The house is supposed to have a lot of character, worn in. It kind of looks quite new on the outside, but it's meant to be built around the bones of an old house with some modern additions. She'd written the story to be set in a house of her actual in-laws, which is in Maine, and it's set in pine trees, and it was quite a specific layout. And of course, when you read the script, it's like as an architect, it's your client. You have to read it and understand, well, we need this, 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 and this. We need this many bedrooms in this movie. We needed relationships between the different spaces for the specific scenes. We found the exterior of this house, and then I could properly lay out an interior based on the script. And once I did that, I elevated all. I drew it all in 3 dimensions on the computer quite quickly because we had a very short time frame. And then Farren and I and Eve, the DP, went through scene by scene, went through the whole script just to make sure everything could work using 3-dimensional model, and just or even just the plan, just figuring out that it would all work. The modern house of Dr. Wilson and the modern office of Dr. Wilson, I wanted to create a different feeling here because we cut back and forth. Really, that's the only other place we are other than the exterior. We cut back and forth, and I wanted to have quite a jarring difference. Essentially, Farren discussed, you know, he wanted to feel everything cold and a little bit, not miserable, but like, obviously, the opening of the movie is going to be set in green, the green leaves and everything like that, and beautiful sunshine. And then pretty much the next scene, we cut into full winter, cold, and you got that blue cold winter light on the blue snow. And then when we came inside, he didn't want the inside to be as warm as it might be. You know, we could have easily made it a warm palette and then be cozy, warmth. The home was kind of, she's trapped in this house. We didn't want to really make it feel cozy. I mean, there's warmth, but we want to definitely have that, discussed many times, the color being cool, cool, cool.
Hey horror fans, Vale here with some more horror for you. In the Scream series, Ghostface is voiced by Roger L. Jackson. The director, Wes Craven, intentionally hid Jackson on the set of all 3 original movies so that his voice will be scarier to the actors hearing it. During the scenes where the characters were being taunted on the phone, Jackson was hidden on set, actually making the calls. Also, in the original Scream, the high school janitor is named Fred and wears a red and green shirt, an allusion to Nightmare on Elm Street, also directed by Craven. The janitor is played by the director himself. So, what's your favorite horror movie? Let me know in the comments below, and remember to keep it tuned to our channel for all the latest horror releases.